Good Monday, makers. Welcome back to another episode of Maker Pipe Monday. So glad to have you guys with us. I'm here with Jake. Say hello, Jake.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
And we're talking builds. We've got some great builds from the community, some really unique ones I'm excited to talk about. Thanks, everybody, for posting them and checking them out. And, we're going to see what people have been making for the last few weeks out of Conduit and Maker Pipe and some other things. So we'll get right into it. Anything else to cover, Jake?
I don't think so.
All right.
At the moment.
Let's go. First build we've got is from Instagram. And this is from Null Shane. And this is for a cat, for the Ice Queen. And you're going to want to see this. Here it is from Instagram. Null Shane is the user if you want to check it out. And this is what would you call this, Jake?
I would say it's a cat tower.
Cat tower.
Yeah.
Look at that cat tower. So we've got Ice Queen using her cat tower. Let's get some more pictures. There's Ice Queen. Nice.
Apparently the cat is a Ukrainian refugee cat.
Oh, wow.
So that was the papers, I think, from the passport, they called it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And where is Null Shane at? In the U.S.?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty certain they are.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
So I like this use of the corrugated plastic. We don't see that too often, but that's a great cheap material for roofing and stuff. So that's used. You got this netting here and Ice Queen's right by the bird feeder, which depending on how her demeanor is, could be interesting. But yeah, there's definitely Ice Queen's the star of this show.
Yeah, looks like she's having a blast. I'm a bit jealous. We build one of those in the office.
Yeah, well,
Have rec time.
definitely like a playscape or playground, right? Like
Right.
You've seen these at your fast food joint or children's museum.
It might be a fast food joint if the birds get a little too close.
Oh man, nice.
But yeah, I think the way they built it's pretty smart. It's just like 3 levels, it looks like, just all out of 90-degree connectors, just doing like rungs of 90-degree connectors.
Right.
And
One at the base, hopefully, and then middle platform, and then the top, and then this angled platform,
Yeah,
which
just stretched out. It probably has grommets, which makes it easy. And I guess that netting around the outside too. I'm not quite sure what that would be, but
yeah, that's fantastic.
they might have, because I've also seen these called the catios. So you might find like pre-made, like not pre-made, but like, I mean, it is pre-made, but it's a certain dimension that you could buy and then kind of build your frame to match that dimension.
Yeah,
Like a catio netting.
right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you could use, right, for that netting. But I mean, what is a catio? I mean, this is a catio. Where did that name even come from? Do you know?
I mean, I guess it's considered like, I'm probably totally wrong, but I think patio for cats, and they just combine the 2 words, catio.
Patio
'Cause
for cats.
Usually they're like built around an outdoor window, so the cat can just kind of come and go as it pleases
Okay.
and go outside as if it were like a patio for it to hang out on. And just play.
Interesting. Okay. Well, nice. I mean, even if you're totally wrong, that sounds like a good answer. So, yeah, thanks, Noel Shane, for posting that on Instagram, and we love seeing it. So, great build. Thanks so much.
We've got MKE Gadgets and Greg in the chat. Thanks so much, guys, for joining in this morning.
Hey,
Great
guys.
to have you.
Good to have you. Our next one here, and this is wild. Check out this boat made out of barrels. Check out this mountain bike ad
Nice.
that we can skip. Oh boy.
Wait, you just rewind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is V2.
This is V2. Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only, and that's Lonnie,
Lonnie.
Lonnie, and Lonnie has made 2 of these things. This is version 2, and notice the coolers, right? These are igloo coolers built into the barrels, which actually Jake, why don't you tell them what happened with that?
Yeah, so V1, there was just 4 barrels, and then there was just a couple of coolers. But this one has coolers in every barrel, so much so that Igloo Coolers, the company, posted it on Instagram. And I love the caption because, the dad jokes. But it was, Lonnie's boat is cooler than yours, something like that, something about it being cooler, which is really, really great.
Oh
Great
yeah,
joke.
it was, and Jake was just like salivating
Yeah, I was
at
like,
the pun
it
opportunities.
was like it's barrels of fun.
Yeah, but shout out to Igloo Coolers, which picked it up. There's the post that they put up. They did 2 posts actually.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to see it in action after they saw the first post.
Right. And yeah, so that was wild. So shout outs to, oh yeah, here is it in action that they posted.
It like turns on a dime.
It really does. And then I love it when he because he's got a trolling motor, right? And when he gasses it, the whole thing does a wheelie in the water. How amazing is that?
In before the Maker Pipe drag boat competition.
Yeah, we've Axel can get in on it. We can get a lot of stuff, a lot of boats.
But the frame was pretty similar to the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically just built these like cavities pretty much to kind of pull the barrels tight into the frame,
Right.
which is really smart. And then he used some like rubberized strap. He used conduit hanger straps to mount the seat and the motor.
Jeez.
So
Sorry, everybody.
and that's
My switching skills are horrible this morning. Okay.
it's all good.
I meant to pause it
Oh,
because what Jake's saying is really slick, and Lonnie did a neat job because like it's tight to the size of the barrels using the T connectors, and then these straps go around the bottom and just kind of sandwich it in that position. Super elegant way to attach these barrels. You could come up with 100 more complicated ways to do this,
yeah,
which
I probably would have like built frames around the barrel completely, which would have been overcomplicating it.
oh yeah, I mean the simplicity of it is really awesome, and then you can see kind of the prepping of the plastic barrels and the frame. So then he goes into the whole building process. You've got the trolling motor bracket right there, and a lot of cool stuff. So fantastic build. Love seeing it. I mean, it's up there as far as my favorite builds for sure.
Yeah, really cool. He goes really in depth on building it. So if you happen to want to build a fishing boat, he's got the tutorial for you. There's 2 videos now. If you want one with more, I think he pulled out a Mountain Dew and tossed it to his buddy on the kayak for a drink refill. So
Right.
a lot of cool things incorporated into it.
Yeah. And even if you don't want a boat, I mean, this thing is so cool. You might even want to build it. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to build it.
Yeah. Go down the mighty Mississippi on that thing.
That's a good YouTube video.
Yeah.
How long can I survive in the ocean on this Maker Pipe boat?
I was watching one the other day. The guy started in a kayak, and it's just like marshlands at the beginning, right? Like you don't even have a river really. So pretty wild adventure that would be. But awesome. Thanks for posting that. Really amazing video. All right. Here we've got a motorcycle rack. Jake posted this from Tim. He sent it in and said, super nice product. Here's the end result. A grab bar that I connected between the grab bar that I connected to is in between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch EMT size. Okay, so he's using the existing rack here. This silver chrome pipe here. That's the size he's talking about. So he had to do some shimming to get the T connectors to grab onto it. And then built this, the black bars is the rack. And this is really clutch because trying to find a rack for your motorcycle and have it be custom to whatever setup you have is super hard.
Especially on classic bikes.
Yeah, on classic bikes. They don't make them as many anymore. So his technique, Tim's technique, was to take plumbing, plumbing wall tube, propylene, and thinner than PVC, which I think is the black propylene that we make some of the the shims out of. I think it's the pipe and shim adapter material, which is like for water pipe in your yard and stuff, like sprinklers and whatnot.
Right.
And then he made spacers for the connections, and worked great.
Nice. And yeah, if he bent that bar, that's pretty slick. I was looking at it closely, trying to see if, like you said, if it was like a existing bar he found and just didn't want to weld it, or if he bent it. It's kind of hard to tell, but either way, it looks great.
That's true. Those bends are killer.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, getting that U bend exactly right, takes some skill, takes some practice.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening, at least if you're using a regular conduit bender, is the handle. You'll bend one side, and then the handle, as you bend the other, will hit the other side of the pipe, and really cause a problem. So there's a lot of tweaking involved. So great job, Tim. Awesome build. Thanks for sending that one in.
Yeah, really cool.
All right. Steve in NorCal has had some connectors left over from a different project, I think. Yeah. Some T connectors left over from a different project. And take a look at the rod and reel holder that he's got on the back of his cap in his pickup truck. This is really, this is pretty I've never seen this before.
I haven't either. I've never seen a commercial version or a DIY version, I don't think.
Right.
But
And
it's
like,
really smart.
yeah, we're not too heavy into fishing for sure, but using that space in the back of your cap on your pickup truck, totally unused space. And you can see the really simple sort of frame that he made with the empty conduit. And then there's Velcro straps. I love the pictures. Thanks so much for, making these diagrams. This is sweet. And then there it is, kind of in raw version with the different Velcro and this strap that looks like custom made.
Yeah, he's gone through quite a few iterations. He said he's had a lot. He said he's in NorCal. He said had a lot of issues with heat, where like that bar in the very front that the Velcro strap is connected to. He said that was PVC conduit. He said then it kind of deformed from the heat, and the Velcro straps were starting to unstick from the heat. So he's had to change quite a few different things. But I think he said in the comments he's finally got a version that's working and surviving the heat. But yeah, super smart. I remember like going to the beach with my dad and grandfather. They would always carry all the rods and reels, and you just kind of throw them wherever you can, but they're just get everywhere. It unspools, and then you got to spend half a day, getting the line corrected, getting hooks out of people. Not but getting the fixing everything. It's a real pain.
Oh, boom. Been planning that one.
Yeah, I thought of it a few minutes ago.
At least, okay, a couple seconds.
Probably actually a few days ago. I've just
been
waiting for this
all
moment.
weekend. Jake is like, I know this one's coming. So Steve does a great job. He talks about the different iterations and some of the things that he used to construct it. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. I mean, I want to know if it's commercially available.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Because Steve, if it's not, you got an awesome product right there. Let's see. What would I search?
I would say like rod and reel, truck camper top rack.
Truck cap,
rod rack,
fishing rod holder. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, there's some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's like hooks and things.
Right. Hooks and things.
The cool thing is what if
blocking. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Some like metal that's bent. Excuse me. With grommets. Cool. Well, you can get them out there, but boy.
But maybe with the conduit one, you can make it where it's like quick release almost.
Yeah.
And you could just pull out all of the rods and reels at once.
Sure.
Attached to the frame instead of one at a time.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
You never know.
You never know.
Make just like an all-in-one rack that, like you saw him hanging on the fence. I think he was doing that to paint it, but
right.
Still, could be an option.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine this whole thing detaches from, and then you have a stand-up rod holder, possibly. I don't know. We're not fishermen, but that's awesome, Steve. Thanks so much for posting that. Really cool, and thanks for putting some effort into all the details. I think people are going to find that useful if they see this. Oh, and then there's an update. Oh, okay. So the real hot weather is what the update was.
Real hot weather.
Oh, man.
You did it by accident.
Yes.
Those are the best ones.
Jake won. Dave won. Tied.
Oh, we're doing a competition. Okay.
I'm going to get smashed.
Oh, we need to add that. I need a button over here, and it's a scoreboard that we have on the screen that automatically updates.
Yeah.
It's like, ding.
Got some sound effects. Okay. We don't use those nearly enough as we should. Okay. All right. We got Brian, who he sent this in and posted it.
Another leftover connector project.
Right. Which, hey, if you got buy extra connectors, what can we say? And then keep them around. Because I really do think, I don't know, just, I'm biased, of course, but like you build one thing, you kind of see the possibilities, and then, have some connectors around. I guarantee down the road, there'll be a solution waiting to be fixed with some extra connectors. But
and conduit, I think he said he had left over too.
Yeah. Scrap pieces of conduit. You can tell by, the scrap pieces of conduit, because you hate cutting them, right? Like if you have those pieces and you're kind of doing a temporary project, you kind of want to just use them as is and preserve them, because you can always take it apart. But what this is a garden cover roller to store the garden cover in a neat way that's easily deployable. And what is that? You think that's like a piece of PVC?
I think so. Yep. I think he did like a U shape kind of with T connectors, made like a U shape kind of holder. PVC sits down in it.
Yeah.
And I would imagine he probably just grabs onto it and rolls it up. He said it was just a pretty simple addition. He said next year he's gonna really engineer it up, but this year he just needs something quick, and looks like a great solution.
Yeah.
Because you imagine even like rolling up heavier things is a pain, but that looks pretty light and flimsy. So just trying to keep it all together and roll it up.
Sure.
And then you have that PVC core in the middle of it that kind of gives it some support too.
Yep. Keep it off the ground. You just have the conduit on the ground.
Yeah. Because I bet there's probably, leave stuff like that outside. It gets deteriorated, especially through the winter.
Yeah.
So, really good idea.
And how can you beat that, right? You got some scraps laying around, some extra connectors, and you solve a problem. So, Brian, awesome job. Thanks for sharing that. We love seeing it. Here is a review that we had through the website. And this is a review on, what is it, the T connector? Appreciate that. We've got 239 reviews, mostly positive, 5 stars. Can't thank everyone. I'm glad everyone's enjoying their connector. But thanks so much for everybody that places a review. But this is for Richard posted this, and he's out of Maryland, did a boat blind build, and says, my last purchase, which was, he thought his third purchase from Maker Pipe. Thank you. I keep coming back for more connectors because they're so versatile, adaptable, and strong. I built 3 blinds, 2 for my boat and 1 for the field. I would 100% recommend Maker Pipe connectors to anyone novice or experienced. Thanks for the great, reliable product. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah. And let's check out his boat blind build. So this is, we talk about boat blinds, but the thing is, like, you've got your boat and you want to customize this to how your boat is. And a lot of boats are different. So this is a custom build. And what we've seen is pretty much a conduit structure that attaches to the boat. And then Richard's putting on some camo netting there and a little bit of grass. A lot of people, we've seen natural grass and things from the area, and just snipped out this, what would you call this?
It almost looks like cattle panels, but it's not quite. I think it's softer than that.
Yeah. It's not chicken wire. I guess
Yeah.
you could. It's like a hardware welded wire sort of
Mm.
frame.
Yeah, maybe like some kind of wire cloth, but it still looks pretty like bendable. You kind of bend it to shape.
Right. So he created the overall framework, and then was able to, cover it with everything and attach it to the. I wonder how he attached the welded wire to the frame.
I don't know. Maybe some. I don't know. Maybe some. What is that? What is that called? We saw people use it before. I know you like it. It's that wiggle wire. Wiggle wire, maybe.
Wiggle wire.
Um,
No, that's not it.
Maybe zip ties.
Zip ties or like some sort of just stainless steel wire, that you can bend and attach it. But
I really like the way that he attached it to the boat because that seems to be the hardest challenge to overcome with a custom way. But he didn't
Where was
actually
that?
attach it to the boat.
oh, he didn't attach
What's
it.
cool is he built the frame to kind of hug the inside. So if you go to that like overtop view again, you'll see the framework kind of sits down in the boat, and I guess the way it's angled on top.
Oh my gosh, this?
kind of. I think so. Yeah,
Oh wow,
I'm pretty sure.
that's
Yeah,
part of the frame.
I think so. I think that's the way it's attached. I could be wrong, but I think he kind of made the frame to sit down in the boat,
Mm-hmm.
and then the way all the angles and everything, the weight kind of pulls it down to the boat. Seems like a good solution if you don't have a way to secure it to the boat, or you don't want to drill into your boat at all. Especially because a lot of people will take the blinds out and store them, and then if it's like they just want to fish and they don't want to duck hunt, so that seems like a good idea for that.
Yeah, I think you're right. You can see kind of the angle coming down, and then it sits in the bottom. Neat.
Yeah,
Easily put it in, take it out.
you don't have to be blind to see that's a good solution.
Oh my gosh, you're in the lead.
You
2-1.
Can't duck these puns.
Oh,
Ding,
3-1. Running away with it. Okay. Poor. If there's anyone listening, I feel bad for them.
ding. They just X'd out as soon as they.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Richard. Awesome build. Here's one from Bill. Bill's been struggling with a good way to mount our 7-gallon water jugs when camping. So the stand had to be impervious to the rain, able to adjust on even ground, and sturdy. So as Bill was thinking about this project, he was thinking about wood, obviously, unistrut, which is another popular material, and he settled on maker pipe, and so awesome that Bill did. We appreciate that, but check this out. This is a camping water jug holder. So you're able to elevate the jug, wash your dishes and pour out the soap holder.
Yep.
That is awesome. Got a second shelf and that thing's, so what's that? 7 gallons, 8 pounds a gallon, 7 times 8 is 56, over 100 pounds, if my math is okay.
And I thought it was really cool too that he used the telescoping clamps to adjust. I think he said he gets an extra 20 inches out of the bottom.
Right.
And I asked, I was like, with that much weight, how are the telescoping clamps holding up? And he said they're working great. So, because we've never really tested those too heavily, and they're made of plastic, and they're just kind of like squeeze with like a knob and a screw,
Right.
bolt. We've always wondered, how strong of a solution it is, but he said it's working great with it full of water. So.
Right. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Right, because and I like how it's right at the bottom of this 90 degree, so it's kind of supported in that way.
Right.
And then all it has to do is prevent it from kind of shimmying across and wiggling with that much weight on it.
Yeah, really cool, especially when you're camping, because everything matters when you're trying to, as we've seen all these different builds to kind of utilize space, but being able to fold that up and make it more compact for hauling it to the campground or wherever you're at, then
yeah,
it makes a lot of sense. It seems like a good solution.
Right, and something that I've found using maker pipe and transporting it is it's just super easy to break down. So if you were going to transport this, you don't even have to do it in this full form. With an Allen wrench, you could undo and just loosen. Right, you don't have to do it that much, but you can loosen some of the T connectors, like 1, 2, 3, 4, the 90s on the back, and then you could take that side off and keep that all together, but take it off and kind of make it modular, easy to transport. Um, we used to travel with our Maker Pipe booth, obviously, when we went to Maker Fairs, Maker Fairs. We made our booth out of Maker Pipe. And we'd amaze people by you have this big 10 by 10 Maker Pipe booth, and then we just really quickly release some of the connectors, flat pack it, and it ended up being like a bundle of conduit. So, I definitely can flat pack your creations. And when you're camping, that would be super helpful.
We should do a roundup video similar to like the attachment methods and things of different ways you could do a flat pack, like a flat pack roundup.
Right.
We've seen some clever ones recently, like a combination of the telescoping clamps with the
Coupler.
Well, with the button thing.
Oh yeah, like the tent pole snap together thing.
And I saw somebody recently use that as a way to like reinforce the telescoping clamp, because like you would undo it with the telescoping clamp, and then instead of just that squeeze kind of friction holding it, that would also snap the, what are those called? They're like tent pole clips, I think. Snap those in place, and it would just add like another point of kind of contact for the two pipes to kind of keep it secured.
Yeah, that's true. And I think with the coupling too, where you can join longer lengths and put a coupling in the middle.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a neat idea for a video. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So awesome. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you posting that. And check out his post in the community if you're interested in more information. Get ready for this, Jake. Are you ready?
Are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun.
Is that like Jock Jams?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So Ralph made this, and take a look at this garden enclosure. This is the proverbial Fort Knox of garden enclosures. I absolutely love it. This thing is basically, it's impressive. It is magnificent.
I know where I'm going in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, this whole structure is made out of 3/4 inch EMT conduit and Maker Pipe connectors, and has
There's so much.
there's so much to this, but these deer are not getting in. I mean, this is really impressive. So, a couple things. This structure has got, let's say these are 5-foot spans. It's at least 30 feet long.
Yeah.
Or they could even be 10-foot span. No, they look a little short. And then this peaked roof is immense. It's got to be at least 20 feet high, 15 feet high, something like that, with a 45 pitched roof. And I just love the preparation of the ground. Like, this is a serious endeavor. And then even some chicken wire in the ground right at the base, so things aren't tunneling underneath.
Yeah, they said they built it originally for the deer that we saw hanging out outside. Then they also said that was for like gardening. Oh, it's all gardening, but like tomatoes and things. Then they said they started experiencing rabbits and squirrels getting their bulbs, I guess, in like maybe tulips. I'm not sure. Because there's a picture, I think, of the plant somewhere. I think the very last one. Like, one more.
One more? Okay.
I think so.
The bounty.
And then even one more, I think. Yeah, I think, are those tulips? It looks like it. But anyway, they said they had some smaller animals getting underneath, so then they added some more reinforcement. And then, wow.
Tomatoes.
All the tomatoes. What's really cool about something like this is you have that frame, then you want to add trellising, just build a Maker Pipe trellis off of the struts somewhere. Then that's just going to reinforce the whole structure even more, and then add, a trellis. Then even if you turn this into a greenhouse,
Right.
all those cattle panels, I'm sure add some reinforcement to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
But then you just drape, greenhouse plastic on it.
Right.
Just make it a winter greenhouse. It's
Yeah.
just really cool.
That's a common way to do it. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you can imagine like a workbench, a potting bench or something like that, or even just a platform for potted plants, that it raises it. It strengthens. That's what I was looking for. Strengthens the whole thing, like you're saying.
Couple bedrooms, bathroom. Turn it into. I'm about to buy some land and just turn it into that. Just forget
Jake,
tiny home. I'm
you,
just gonna.
you know I want a maker pipe cabin one day.
Oh yeah.
You know this. But you can imagine where this is a lot of different uses for a space like this. This is the ultimate garden protector, but you could come up with a lot of uses. We could live in the thing.
Yeah. Really cool.
Imagine. That's another good video idea.
Yeah.
But let's dive into the structure because I think that's important, right?
Mhm.
So you've got simple walls, right, verticals, but you also have reinforcements using 180s or 90 degrees. So they reinforce the walls around, which definitely helps everything stay stable. And then the way they transition to the roof were these 45-degree connectors that were on top of the wall verticals. And then there was this reinforcement that created, I think the door's on the other side, but they kind of mirrored that on this side as well, where they did another vertical on the end walls that kind of supported it as well, and did 45s off of that to create this brace in the middle, making a triangle. And then it looks like, because it's a 45-degree slope or a 12-12 pitch, that you could use a 90 on the ridge and just run a pole all the way through.
Yeah, for sure.
So really cool build. A lot of thought goes into making something like that. And Ralph, tremendous job.
Yeah, I think, as you said, like doing the base layer, doing the walls and kind of the main rectangle, then figuring out your roof, adding the verticals and the cross pipes for that, and then going back afterwards and adding. If you were trying to think of if I was going to remake it, I would do something like that, like build the base rectangle, start adding the roof, and then add reinforcements where needed.
Right. Yeah, and you can see a couple 45-degree reinforcements. Like there's a pipe here running from the ridge to the top of the door section. Okay, so there's doors on both sides.
Oh wow.
And then you've got some triangulation happening, and then the doors are pretty neat. I think they use that extruded aluminum hinge. That's what it looks like, that snaps onto the pipe, and hinge that in 3 ways, and then just created a door frame in a rectangular with an angle there support. So, man, what a cool build! Love seeing that.
Quite the structure. I mean, that could be a tool shed. Those doors are wide enough for a lawnmower. I mean, that could be lots of things.
Right. Yeah. I hope it inspires you guys to maybe do a bigger structure. Push the envelope of what's possible. 3/4 inch EMT. Of course, we've got 1 inch. We're filling in those gaps in the line, so you could build it out to 1 inch soon. The 45 is coming, adjustable angle, flange, all those kind of filling in the line. So definitely love to see people push the boundary of what's possible just using EMT.
For sure. And I think builds like this are super important for that, because a lot of people ask, like, how do I choose 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch? And it's hard to like say an exact weight limit of a certain conduit, because it's like, what if you have this type of bracing? So seeing like builds like this that are large and then have all kinds of different techniques incorporated into them kind of help give some inspiration of what's possible. So you can have confidence when choosing the pipe size and the connector size
and the spacing. Because that's a big factor in how strong it ends up being. So you can see that they did 5-foot spacing, let's say, right? And they built the structure. That's a good starting point. You can kind of adopt that.
Right. Really cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask if we can go see that in person.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just give a tour. Be like MTV Cribs.
Let us know if you'd like to see that and see more detail about that build. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Ralph. Appreciate that. Here is no.
Oh, no, that's it.
We're back to the truck cap. So Ralph ended it off in spectacular fashion. Thanks everybody for posting these builds to the community. Go to connect.makerpipe.com if you want to see more or post your build. We'd love to see them. That was a good group, Jake, huh?
Yeah, a lot of great builds, all kinds of cool solutions and things. And one thing to keep in mind, if you don't necessarily want to make a truck rod rack, just kind of like looking at solutions within builds is a good way to kind of think about solving problems in your own projects. Just something I wanted to point out.
Yeah,
But yeah, all kinds of cool stuff today.
definitely. And I concede to your pun ability. I think the final score was 3 puns, Jake, and 1 pun, Dave. Accidentally, of course, not even on purpose. So you are the pun king.
I'm definitely not going to go make a trophy and bring it next week and hold it up.
Okay. We'll put it in the background. It'll go next to Tim Allen's ginormous pliers.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
We'll have to pass it around. Whoever has the most.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.